So we have with us the author of Beneath the Surface, Lavanya Mathur. Thanks so much, Lavanya, for joining us today. Having read your book, it's very insightful and tells us a lot about how to navigate life. And on that front, I want to ask you that first, what is your thought when you were writing this book? And I know that you have a very varied background. You worked internationally as well. You've been in HR. You've done your MBA from Narsi Monji. So just tell me a little bit about how did you take the step to writing this book?
Right. So first of all, thank you so much for having me. Right, it was a great experience. Just staying in Perch for a day, good retreat for sure. And so in terms of my writing, I would say, when I was in 8th standard, I started writing back then. I've always been a very observant person by nature, and I've learned to navigate my emotions as well as what I thought, think and feel through writing. Writing has been my escape, and I feel like writing has the power to change the world, and this is exactly why I started writing. Over a period of time, I had my own WordPress community, I had global following, and there was a lot of traction I used to get, a lot of acceptance in terms of what I write, and I understood I do have an audience, which gave me the confidence to write a book in the first place. Since I've been a reader all my life, I feel that the intimacy of books cannot be replaced by anything whatsoever. So that's the reason why instead of writing blogs, I thought I should put my book, because I've seen the kind of connection you feel with the author and with the book itself, right? Like I would definitely choose a Jeffrey Archer book, and I'll be like, oh, this is the book, or this is the author I can actually resonate with. And I felt like, because my intention is to connect with the audience, putting my work in a book would make more sense. That's the reason why I wrote this book. And the idea behind my book is to keep all the writing pieces very short. The reason is because I see the kind of attention span people have nowadays, and that's the reason why reading has become like the thing in the past for a lot of people, especially the younger generation, right? So I really want to promote reading, and I think it's a good start to read a book which has small writing pieces which are impactful and eventually help them become a better person as well.
Yeah, I having gone through the book myself, I can say, and I thought, is iris the flower that has the scent in the root?
Yes, yes.
I read that somewhere, and I think that's where I drew the parallel. So I found it, like, being an avid reader, even for somebody like myself, I found it very helpful because they're very succinct and the message is very clear. And I think it helps you reflect, and what better than have a coffee and just short anecdotes to read about.
Absolutely.
And just in that vein, I want to ask you, you stayed at the Perch Service Apartments, and how did that help you? And I believe you also thinking about your next step,
Yes.
maybe your next book, and
Yes.
the authors and everybody else who is in a creative line, you're always thinking about what next.
Yeah.
So how did that help you?
Yeah. So I'll try to put it as brief as possible, but I was looking for a place somewhere nearby where I can just escape for a day and just sit with my thoughts, because I was having like a writer's block, and I'm working on my my second book, and I was just trying to feel more inspired in general. It's really hard to find that kind of place in Gurgaon in general, because it's like a very upbeat and that kind of city where everyone is moving all the time, a lot of hustle bustle here. So I think Perch had the apartment that I was living in. It had the comfort of a home, and I did not have to think a lot about, say, what I need to do for, say, just maybe cooking my meal or something like that, because it's all fully furnished and it gives you a lot of cozy vibes, something which I would want to feel in a home as well, right? Something which I really, really liked was the location, because location is in a place where I can hear the birds chirping, and it's like a getaway for me, but I don't have the time to go to the mountains, right? So maybe just book a one of your places at Perch and just get away for a day. It's a perfect place to be for.
Yeah, we're glad that it could help you in sort of your process of writing your next book. And just about that, tell us who is your ideal reader. I felt that this could possibly, from my understanding, I felt this could be somebody who's maybe just in college or trying to think a little bit more about life, trying to know a little bit more about oneself.
Yes.
Is that your target?
Yes, you hit the right note. This is definitely the kind of audience I'm looking at. Also, people who would like to have a quick read, while just maybe in a book cafe or in a cafe in general, because I'm a cafe reader myself. You can also have, just take this book while you are probably traveling through your flight, because it's that short, you can finish it through. So I feel that people who are just looking to get inspired in a short span of time without a lot of commitment that they want to put to a book, this is a perfect book for them as well.
Sounds good. I think all in all, it's been good that you've given Perch Service Apartments the opportunity to host you, and also that we've been more enlightened by reading your book. So I would definitely recommend all our listeners definitely do give this a read, a light read, and something which will inspire you as inspiration, something that we always need. So
Absolutely.
I wish you all the best for your next endeavor, and thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Shaurya.
Thank you.